I just did not have a lot of stability.
I was facing foreclosure.
Not working at all, didn't have any money.
I could not go to school and work, so I found Mars Hill.
The experience here has been so wonderful.
It's been amazing.
I was able to have the full-time hours without the full-time load.
They are just incredibly supportive.
And Mars Hill is very affordable.
Mars Hill University Adult and Graduate Studies, education that moves mountains.
I will be the first in my family to graduate with my bachelor's degree.
Hey, MHU on three! 1, 2, 3!
MHU! Hi everybody, Stuart Jolly along with Lion head football coach Tim Clifton. Coach, read in one of the releases they call this the Battle of Sam's Gap, Tusculum, Mars Hill. You and I know there used to be a rock that we would. Yeah. That rock's probably still somewhere. Don't know where the rock is, but it's somewhere. Yeah. We don't play for the rock anymore.
No.
But we had the Battle of Sam's Gap. We went over Sam's Gap. Man, tough game for the Lions.
Yeah.
First half.
I thought we played great the first half.
7-3 ball game. Everybody's really honed in. Second half, well, things happen.
And 2 turnovers.
Yep. And a key time.
That was really costly. We had one that was called a lateral that they picked up and scored. As I said, it was called a lateral.
Yes.
And they picked it up and scored. That changed the whole complexion of the game. It was
momentum got up and went to the other side of the stadium, and he stayed there.
Yeah, it was 10-7 at the time, and then it became 17-7. And then we had one other turnover that was costly going in. That was costly, but we had 4 turnovers, and it's hard to win a game with 4 turnovers, especially against a team that is really good on defense, because you're not going to get many opportunities to score. And you got to score when the opportunities come. And we also had 2 drops that would have made a difference during the game. And so when you had 4 turnovers, a scoop and a score, and then you have a couple of drops, I think.
You just take a third of that, it's going to be a 24-21 ball game.
Yeah, or I felt like really we should have been up. We were up 7-3 at half, but we should have been up 14-3. We had a couple of mistakes that cost us in the first half, or it could very easily have been 14-3. And then we had the deal where we had Rucker, I think, for a touchdown, and a couple of things that didn't go our way on that. But I still, and they ended up with a pick. But I thought the first half, I'm not sure defensively you can play any better than we played in the first half.
I didn't make the game to watch online, and we were A+ all the way.
Yeah.
It was, and as you said, it was kind of boom, boom.
Yeah.
It just got away from us
there.
there.
It was 2 big scores real fast. And we were talking a couple of weeks ago about what happened with Catala, and then what happened to UNCP one game where Carson got the real fast ones. And then the same way happened here with 2 fast plays that changed the whole complexity of that game.
Well, and you go over there, the other thing was, it was senior day, and we know wherever you're playing in this league, if you happen to be the team to show up on another team's senior day, everybody always steps it up a notch.
Yeah, and I think they played extremely hard, and we played extremely hard. I think we didn't execute in the second half like we normally do in the second half. We usually play pretty good in the second half, and we didn't execute offensively in the second half like we've had during the year. And now their defense had a lot to do with it. They're going to play the run and stop the run. They're going to force you to throw the ball. And when you throw it, you got to make sure that you're throwing it and the ball's going to our guys, and we're running the right routes and we're in the right spot, and we're running things that we're supposed to run. And but I think, as I told the players, I think assignment-wise and execution-wise, we didn't play as well as we've been playing. I thought the effort was there. We just didn't execute the way we have executed, during the year.
Well, and the way you talked about their defense, the way they were playing, they were making those key plays right when we were getting in sync.
Yeah.
It's just like here they came.
Yeah, they played well, and then we had some penalties. That what you don't want is you don't want penalties before the play. You don't want penalties after the play. Penalties, if they happen during the play, that's going to happen. You got to work on not false starting, not jumping off, not lining up wrong. You don't want penalties before the game. I mean, before the play starts, and you don't want penalties on defense before the play starts. And we had a few of those. And then I think we made a couple of bad decisions. We had one on offense, one on defense, where I think our kids made a bad decision on hitting late. I think there were two in there that I think we should have done a better job, and we didn't do as good a job as we normally do. But I think we played hard. Again, we just didn't execute like we've been executing.
When you talk about penalties, I pulled up this number. Two teams combined for 28 penalties in the game. Tusculum penalized 141 yards, which was the 5th most in the history of the program there. Mars Hill flagged for 132, and that kept, again, it seemed like they made some key defensive plays at just the right time to keep us out of sync. And the other thing was the penalties really, they didn't get in rhythm either. It was those two key plays, as you said, they really were not in any consistent rhythm either, but the penalties allowed, everybody to kind of struggle equally, I guess.
Yeah, and looking at, and I looked at the penalty report yesterday and again this morning, and some of the things, what's crazy is they got some penalties that wasn't even on there. There's 3 that we didn't have. They were on 3. One was on a linebacker that didn't have a penalty all day. And then one was on a guy that wasn't even in the game. So I'm not sure how that ran. Looking back at the film, there were several that weren't on there. So but we had 2 minute penalties, that's for sure. And I think that's the most we've had. But what your goal is not to happen before and after. If you happen during a play, that happens. You get a holding call here, a clip there, a face mask here, or something of that nature. And then the other is you always try to stay. Some people say, well, we want to stay 0. It's not going to be 0.
No, it's not going to happen.
Your goal,
unless you're not going to come on the field.
Yeah.
Well, then you're going to be penalized.
Your goal is we say 4 or less, but if you can have 6 or less during a game, you've done a good job. You really. We preach 4 or less, so we were over where we always preach and where we always want to go. And I think we had some, like we had a chop block. We never had a chop block, but we cut, and 2 of them cut at the same time, and 1 guy came through the gap. So we just don't have chop blocks because we don't really cut, and then we had a couple of holding calls. One was not at a good time, but you're going to have those during the course of the game. And then a face mask. So I think you want to make sure you control the ones you can control. And then the ones that happen during the game, they're going to happen sometimes.
And looking at some of the numbers offensively, Jimmy threw for 245 yards, 1 touchdown. Chris Roberts and Elijah Jett, both of them 31 yards rushing. Tyler, 70 yards receptions on 6 catches. And, well, we can't have a Lion game and not mention Craig Rucker. 4 passes, 59 yards, lone touchdown on the day. His 4 receptions have set a Mars Hill record for most receptions a single season. That currently stands at 83. You flip it over other side of the ball, Dexter led the Lions to 7 tackles, and Forney and Adams come in with 6 apiece. So it looked to me like, if, as you mentioned earlier, if you could just go through and kind of clip out those 2 really big plays, yeah,
It's a fight to the end.
It really is.
Yeah, I mean, it's a physical fight to the end, physical game, and you're going to play to the end. But those 2 plays were 14-point swings.
Yes.
And you take 14 off the board, and now in the 4, you call plays different, you call defenses different. And you can't give up 14 plays 14 points on turnovers. You just can't do it in this league and have success. You know, especially when you're playing a real good defensive team, which they are real good on defense.
Well, 5 turnovers, and they had the ball just 32 minutes and 27 seconds or something like that. So that also creates its own set of challenges.
Yeah, trying to get the ball back.
Yeah.
But if you turn it over like we did, it's hard to get it back. You know, you can't. And then you don't make them. If you turn it over and they get 2 quick scores, you don't make them have to worry about what they're calling or what they're doing, and what you want to do is squeeze that thing to the 4th quarter. And we didn't run the ball as good as we run it during the year, but again, had to do what they did on defense, you know, and how they play defense, and how they crowd the box, and we knew we could make some throws and get some catches. And Rucker had a long one called back. You know, he had 44-yard one called back, and that was going to put us up, you know, 14-3. You know, but you can't have them called back and then you can't turn it over.
We'll come back, we'll talk about the current standings of the South Atlantic Conference, and then we'll look ahead because, well, things don't get any easier in this league. Senior Day coming up on Saturday against the Bulldogs of Wingate University. We'll talk about that and much more right after this.
Mars Hill University, helping you move your mountain.
Mars Hill University gives me plenty of degrees to choose from.
At MHU, I get the attention I deserve.
MHU keeps me close to home, and there's tons to do in the mountains.
Over 60 courses of study, small class settings, a breathtaking campus. These are just a few examples of how MHU can help you start moving your mountain. Visit us today at mhu.edu. Mars Hill University, education that moves mountains.
My name is Jaden King. I'm a hybrid safety and corner, and you're watching the Lions Sports Network.
Welcome back, Stuart Jolly and head coach Tim Clifton. Quick review of where things are this week in the South Atlantic Conference. And Wingate and Lenore Ryan, they are coaches, you and I, they're kind of the upper end of things in the South Atlantic Conference in terms of overall rankings. But the other one that keeps coming into play year in and year out, Carson Newman's in the thick of things.
Yeah.
Quick review: LR 7-0, Wingate 6-1, Carson Newman 5-2, Mars Hill and Tusculum 4-3. With both squads, Newberry 3-4, Limestone 2-5, UVA Wise 1-7, and Catawba 0-7. In terms of how things look in the national and regional polls, Super Region ranking: LR 2nd, Wingate 4th, Carson Newman 5th. Now think about that, folks. Carson Newman 5th, Wingate 4th. We had Carson Newman 2 weeks ago, and now this week we get that other top 5 coming in. If you and I are making up the schedule, we probably wouldn't pick anybody in the top 10 to have as a senior day feature.
We played them last a bunch of years.
But there you go.
You know,
Used to be LR was at the end of the season.
That's right, and then Tusculum at one time was at the end of the season, and then we've had Wingate, you know, over the years at the end of the season before, and you know, I think they're a really good football team. I mean, they got a lot of seniors, and they control the football on offense, and they played LR. I mean, that game 2 weeks ago was a phenomenal game. Looking at the film today, and then looking at the film yesterday, and then looking at Newberry and Wingate today was Newberry played extremely well. But we've said all along Newberry on defense is a phenomenal football team. But now Wingate has got a lot of upperclassmen on defense, and then offensively they can run the football, and the quarterback, they're very skilled. I mean, he can do the things they ask him to do, and the thing that he doesn't do is he doesn't get out of his zone. He has a zone he stays in all the time, and that's what an upperclassman can do. You know, you take freshmen, sophomores at quarterback, they're going to make some mistakes. But those juniors and seniors that have been in the heat of battle and play, they can do. They going to stay within the zone and where you want them to stay.
Yeah, Sean Crocker there at the QB position. Out of 195 attempts, he's been right on the money for 112 of those. Almost 60% efficiency on that. His longest one for 66 yards. 14 touchdown passes already this year, and like I said, he plays like a seasoned player.
Yeah, he has done it so much, you know, and then he's got a really good run game. When you have a good run game and you're a quarterback, rushing the football is your friend, running the football is your friend, and they're good enough on defense that they get it back. And then, you know, I thought we saw an unbelievable kicker at Carson Newman, but Wingate's got one that they're phenomenal at too.
McNeil and Peoples still offensively in terms of rushing, they still
and you know, they play three guys in tailback, and they're really good at it, and what they do they're really good at, and they can get in two tight ends and run the ball at you, because they've got those guys, and they got two huge tight ends.
Kalen Clark being the third.
Yeah.
They can toss
they can give it to him or run it inside and toss. I mean, they're really good at what they do.
On fumble returns, one of the things I've been looking at, they've been pretty good this year about causing those, defensively, just getting back in. If they were ever beginning to get out of kind of scoring stride, their defense would make a big play and get them back in.
Yeah, they up front they can rush the passer. I mean, they giving everybody fits, because their front four are really, really good players. I mean, they're really, really good players. So, and then their linebacking core is such a veteran core. And can make plays, and I just think they're overall a lot like Carson Newman, and that they are really good on offense. Their defense is good, but their kicking game is really, really good.
Well, and that's almost kind of pairs in there with your your passing attack and your rushing attack, kind of gives you some more leeway and freedom. You got that quality kicking game. You can really have some fun.
Yeah, if you pass the 40 and you can line up and kick a field goal, that just puts so much pressure on the opposing defense, and then it puts so much pressure on you offensively, knowing that if they pass that 40, there's a chance that they can go through.
Because not only you're sitting there going, we can't let them score, but we can't let them pass that either.
Yeah. They hit two big ones against Newberry this past week, and so you're saying, well, it's good if you stop them at the 35, but then they got a chance of scoring some points. And but I think that's what makes them really tough to defend. You know.
One of the things I was thinking about that I don't see in this league, which I think goes back to kind of tip of the hat to the coaches. Wingate coming in, nationally ranked, in the thick of things in the South Atlantic Conference. We got a loss on the road over at Tusculum. They won't be looking ahead though. They're going to be focused on us. I guess what I'm trying to say is everybody seems to just play for that next game. You know, you and I, we've seen other leagues in which it's like, no, well, we got them. Why? Because they were looking 2 weeks down the road. It doesn't seem to happen in the South Atlantic.
No, I mean, these guys are, you know when you play every week, you got to play your best in this league every week. And they have a lot to play for. I mean, they're playing for a chance to make the NCAA playoffs. They have a lot to play for in that to get in, they gotta, they need to make sure that they secure a win. We have a lot to play for in that we have our senior day. We have a chance to have a winning season. We have a chance to play a nationally ranked team. We have a great challenge ahead of us, and we have a lot to play for ourselves. And we want to go out and play the way we're capable of playing, and then let it fall where it falls. But I think our guys will go out there and take on the challenge.
Well, and I think maybe it will work to Marshall's advantage that the second half did go kind of rough for Marshall on the road over at Tusculum, and they guys got to remember that on senior day. They don't want that memory to be the closing memory out here in Memphis Stadium. They want a different focus. So I had watching that game, I thought that's just going to inspire our seniors who've provided some really quality leadership to really be ready for Saturday.
Yeah, I think our guys all know. The seniors, they always know it's that could be that last time. But we play a lot of young kids, and what you want to do is try to get them to focus in and play this game, but you also want them to focus in and play this game for the guys that have been here for 4 years and 5 years. And you want those guys to, because Saturday we had four freshmen at one time on defense, at one time. And, there's some young guys playing. I mean, we got the 12 seniors we've got, they have worked extremely hard. In January, we started for this season last January, and they've worked extremely hard to get where they want to get to. And the crew that was here, you got your freshmen that come in, but we had a crew that came in the summer that did a lot of work. So, you want to make that happen and finish strong on Saturday against a nationally ranked team at home, Hall of Fame. You want to go and play your best.
Talking about Hall of Fame, it is a busy weekend here on the Marshall campus. One of the many things that are going on, I think it's a local Lion Promise weekend. Students will be visiting on campus, but in addition to that, we'll be recognizing some of our former members of the various teams. Abby DeBus Joyner played for the Lady Lions. She's going to be inducted into the Hall of Fame. She was a Lady Lion basketball player 2003 to 2007. Then we're going to have Jeff Miles, member of the men's lacrosse team from 97 to 2001. First men's lacrosse player to be inducted into the Hall of Fame, which is a good thing for not only Jeff, but particularly for the program.
Yeah,
the program's getting established and something to build from.
Right.
And then a familiar name from over in Franklin, Mike Houston. Mike played on this field.
Well, he played on the grass.
Yeah, that's right. Played on the grass. Yeah. Coached on this field as the head coach at Lenore-Ryan.
Coached on this field when he's an assistant at Bavard and assistant at Lenore-Ryan.
And then went up to James Madison.
Yeah, went from there to the Citadel.
Yeah,
and the Citadel to James Madison.
And then East Carolina.
Yeah.
He's been a bear and a pirate, and he's now a pirate.
He's a lion.
Yeah, he is a lion, absolutely. Mike is one of those individuals, if you're around him for any amount of time, and Tim, you coached him like his senior year.
Yeah, he was.
He is one of those that now in the coaching profession, he gets it about, yes, the wins are important and you do this and you do this and this and it's a process. But he's like you are, he's focusing lifetime values for his players, and got a national championship under his belt under James Madison.
Yeah.
So East Carolina hired him for a specific reason.
Yeah, and had the opportunity to talk to him today. We had a long conversation today about so many things that are going on, you know. And he's coming in on Friday, and he plans to get here around 6, and we're going to do a walkthrough at 7, and then he's going to talk to the team at 7:30 on Friday night. But he has had a remarkable run in the coaching profession.
In a very short period of time.
No doubt. And you know, they did a really good job last week. They played SMU tough, and but you know, Mike has gone through the ranks, and but what he's done has been you know, has been remarkable. I mean, what he's accomplished so far in his coaching career, and like he said today, you know, he just talked about how much Mars Hill meant to him, how much playing here meant to him, and
yeah, those aren't just words. You spend your time all that. There's depth to that.
Yeah,
it really is.
And we talked a little bit about the way we coached him back then when we first got here, and he said, you know, you'd probably go to jail for the way you coached us back then. He said, I've known guys that died. He said, I got people who don't believe we were diving on mats and hitting our chins and our noses and everything else. And but you know, that crowd was the first year, and we established some things. And
that was a good crew.
Yeah, that was a
special
crew, and you know, that '93 team will always be special. What we went through with Stan Borloff breaking his neck the first day of practice and pads, and what we went through that whole year, watching him progress and learning how to walk again, and you know, and that crew is, you know, they're so loyal, and there's going to be a crew of them coming back on Saturday. He said he's been getting text messages, you know, since the other day when we announced it, and that they're all heading here on Saturday for him. But just, you know, having him come back and then having him talk to the team, that's going to be you know, awesome. 5 guys, and for Mike to share what this place meant to him, and I said help set a foundation that he has, you know, in coaching. So, and you know, he can't. You know, it was hard to get a date that he was going to be available, and this just happened out.
Yeah.
I mean, we talked about trying to get him in after he won it at JMU, and then we couldn't find a date, and you always want him here, you know. And then he and I talked, and he sent me a text last year, and he said, we're open this week, what about you? I said, no, we play at Wingate. It was a year ago at Wingate.
We don't want to honor you that way.
Yeah, and then this year we got to talking and kept working at it, and the next thing you know, boom, that thing opened up. They somehow ended up with that open date. So he's going to be able to get in here on Friday afternoon. And when he called me today, he just said, I didn't know if I could get you. I didn't know if y'all were off on Monday. Get your players off on Monday, and we give them off. And we talked about that for a while, because he gives them Monday off too, and it gives you a chance to on Sunday afternoon, it gives you a chance to get the last game away from you, and then on Tuesday get started on the next one. And the guys sort of like having that Monday to be a regular student, go to class and those things. But we had a great conversation, and it's going to be nice to have him back and then have him speak with the team. That'll be a nice thing for our team.
He is, as you said, whether he was a tornado with Brevard or a bear, whatever, he's a lion.
Yeah, he is. And as you said, right now he's a pirate. I mean, that's what he is. But it's like I got a text from one of our former players the other day, and the first thing I hit him back was MHU forever. Because you are once you're here, you're part of the family forever. And it's just going to be good to see him and see some of the guys that played with him.
So coming up on Saturday, it is a 1 o'clock game time. We'll probably get underway somewhere between 12:30 and 12:45 with recognition of seniors. We try to roll that out a little bit early, so you'll want to get here and not miss any of that. We'll be recognizing senior football players, spirit team, as well as members of the band. Halftime, we're going to have the recognition of Mike Houston, Jeff Miles, and Abby DeBus Joyner, the three newest members of our Athletic Hall of Fame. And your Lions will be out here in Mears Stadium, kickoff at 1 o'clock, 4-3 against a 6-1 Wingate team. Should be a good one. Lions be ready. It will go much better if we have you in the stands because, well, we're continuing to fill the hill. You don't want to miss this one. It's shaping up as a good matchup this Saturday afternoon in the South Atlantic Conference. For Tim Clifton, I'm Stuart Jolly. Take care. Have a great rest of the week, everyone. So long for now.
Hey, MHU on 3, 1, 2, 3.
MHU.